A new season of Pokemon Go is soon upon us. With the Go Tour event coming to an end after this weekend, we are of course going to be getting a brand new season of Pokemon Go featuring new Pokemon as well as some new surprises. And the whole purpose of this video is to go over the new season so that you could know what to expect. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Let's talk about the next season of Pokemon Go. What I'm actually going to do for this video is actually just go over in real time everything that they announced regarding this new season. And I don't know any of this. This is all basically going to be new information. So we're going to be discovering all of the stuff with the next season together. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So they are going to be calling it the Might and Mastery season. And boy oh boy, it looks really cool already. I really like the fact that they are teasing Gigantamax Machamp. That is one of the Gigantamax Pokemon that a lot of players were anticipating. I'm looking forward to getting that one. I think the Gigantamax Pokemon system is actually pretty cool. It's a new way for them to drive up engagement, as well as just getting the community together around these very difficult encounters. And then there's also this Pokemon right here, which I'm actually not familiar with, but I'm excited to see what exactly it does. It looks like it's a fighting type Pokemon, and just like with Toxtricity, it's going to have two different forms. So yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, actually, there is a trailer video. Let's actually see what this trailer video has. Alright, so we got some new Pokemon, some Gigantamax Pokemon. Oh, I like this. You know, say what you want about Niantic, they actually put out some really cool content when it comes to Pokemon Go. I think they put a lot of their development dollars into good use. Oh, I actually just saw that there's Dynamax versions of Entei, Suicune, and Raikou. Sweet. Alright, so a lot of emphasis on Gigantamax and Dynamax content. Ah, and there he is. Gigantamax Machamp. Cool. Alright, awesome trailer. Yeah, so let's see what we got. Alright, so we got ourselves a new Pokemon. It is the Wushu Pokemon, Kubfu. Of course, I actually knew about Kubfu. That's a pretty popular Pokemon, but yeah, it's going to be a new Pokemon with this season. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what the season will have. Oh, let's actually not skip through. Alright, the Might and Mastery Special Research. This is going to be available to claim starting on Wednesday, March 5th. It's going to be a season-long special research, and I just reminded myself that I have not completed the special research for this current season. I should probably get on that. But anyways, yeah, there's going to be the Might and Mastery Special Research. It's going to start Wednesday, March 5th at 10 o'clock a.m. And it's going to go until June 3rd, which is when the season ends. Actually, let's see. Yeah, March 4th until June 3rd. That's the dates for this season. And the special research is going to start on March 5th, which is going to be the day after. So do keep that in mind. If you're at the start of the March... What is it? If you're at the start of the season and you're wondering where the special research is, it's going to be available starting the day after the start of the season. And then there's going to be a paid special research, because of course it is, and it's going to be called a second path, and it's going to cost $8 USD. So this is going to be like a paid additional special research for you to do. It's going to give you encounters with Dynamax Kubfu again, so I think it's going to be basically the same stuff, just you're going to get an additional copy of everything. I guess that's could be worth the money, depending on, you know, how much they give you, but yeah. Alright, so we're going to be getting the introduction of some more Dynamax legendaries during this season, and it's going to be the, I forgot the name of the Beast Trio, the Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Pretty cool. I think Raikou and Entei are definitely going to be the standouts. Raikou already is a very powerful Pokemon, same with Entei. I'm really curious to see how useful they're going to be when it comes to Dynamax and Gigantamax battles, so pretty cool. Alright, and we got ourselves a new Galarian Pokemon, and this is, of course, what is it called? Nicklet Thievul. Ooh, that, you gotta be careful saying that word. So this Pokemon is going to be making its debut, pretty cool. Looking forward to that. And then let's look at the seasonal highlights. Obviously, we do not know much about community days. We only know of the ones in March. The March 8th community day is going to be featuring Fuecoco, and then in March 22nd, we're going to be getting the very popular Pokemon Totodile. I like that for the month of March. They're going with kind of like a crocodile theme. It's actually kind of cute. But yeah, we're pretty much going to be getting some additional community days announced really soon. I do predict that this one at least is going to be another starter Pokemon, but this one could be something very interesting. So yeah, do keep your eyes out for that. Now, there's going to be a power-up ticket, which is, I think, going to be pretty new. I think this is going to be specific for this season. So this past season, we had a ticket that's mainly for, I think it was egg hatching. This time around, it's going to be for getting Candy XL from raid battles and max battles. I think that's very interesting that they're going to be monetizing getting additional Candy XL. This one might actually be useful if you're looking to max out some of your legendaries, because when you do raid battles, especially those in person, you do get yourself quite a few Candy XL. There's going to be themed stickers. We do not care about that. We also have a new PvP season. Actually, let's take a look at this. I'm very curious to see what the PvP season is going to look like. All right, so we got the Willpower Cup starting off, and then we got the Scroll Cup. I'm really curious to see what that's going to be. It's going to be the Great League Edition, so a lot of Great League content. Naturally, we're going to have the 3 basic leagues, Master Premier League, the Spring Cup, which is one of the cups that I always look forward to, and then we got the Retro Cup, and then we got the Catch Cup. All right, so pretty basic stuff. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on. Let's actually see some of the rewards. It's pretty much some of the same things. Dreepy is a very interesting one. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's see if there's any move shakeups. Willpower Cup, Spring Cup. All right, anything here? All right, here we go. All right, so Psyshock is going to get its energy cost decreased. Interesting. So that's going to definitely bring in a lot of Pokemon with that move. I think some Psychic types are going to see a resurgence. Dazzling Gleam, energy cost has been decreased, but the attack damage is also decreased. So this is going to be a little bit more spammable, in my opinion. I think that could definitely bring out some charm attackers. I think that we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Aqua Jet is getting a lot more powerful. That's going to be interesting, going from 45 to 70 power. And then the energy cost is also getting decreased. So Aqua Jet is one of those moves that's getting a huge buff. And then Dynamic Punch is going to have an energy cost decrease. Oh boy, are we going to see the return of some fighting types? Maybe Medicham is going to make a return. Who knows? That's going to be very interesting. Sludge is going to get an increase in power. Hex is going to see an increase in power, but it's going to also generate more. It's going to generate more energy. Oh boy, that's another big buff. Acrobatics. This is going to get its energy cost decrease. It's going to be a lot more spammable. Air Cutter. It's going to have its energy cost decrease, and it's going to have a chance to increase the user's attack by 1 stage. And it's going to have less damage, of course. So this is going to be a very interesting move. I think it's going to work very similar to whatever it is, Power Up Punch. Very curious to see how that's going to work out. Rock Tomb. This is going to see an increase in power. Energy cost is decreased. Pretty cool. Rollout is going to see a decrease in power. Nightshade. This is going to see a decrease in power. Foul Play is going to see a decrease in power, but the energy cost is going to be decreased. And then Discharge is going to see a decrease in power, but also have a decrease in energy cost. Alright, so interesting. I do think the meta is definitely going to get shaken up. I'm very curious about Aqua Jet. I think this one is going to be a big one. Dynamic Punch as well. I think we're going to start seeing some fighting types make a return. But of course, Counter is still nerfed, which means Pokemon like, let's see, Medicham I don't think is necessarily going to be top tier still. Maybe it could be a little bit better because of the Dynamic Punch buff. But yeah, unfortunately, some of those fighting types are still going to be relegated to the middle tier or bottom tier. Now let's see what moves people are going to be getting. Piloswine is going to be able to get Icicle Spear, along with Mamoswine. That's going to be very interesting. Togetic is going to get Psyshock. Alright, so since we got a buff to Psyshock, you're going to see a whole bunch of Pokemon now get that move. Bruxish is actually going to get Psyshock. That's going to be interesting. I think Bruxish has always been a very uniquely powerful Pokemon for certain specialty cups, and it's really because of the move Psychic. But now that it also can have Psyshock, and of course we saw the buffs to Psyshock, yeah, I'm very curious to see if the meta is going to get shaken up a little bit here. Lapras is going to get a Psychic type attack. That's very interesting. Let's see. Drampa is getting Swift. Linoone is getting Swift. A bunch of Pokemon are getting Swift. I don't know what that's necessarily going to do. Grumpig is going to get Dynamic Punch along with Dusknoir. Okay, so now we are starting to see some interesting stuff. Lapras is getting Sparkling Aria. I think that's a move that's going to be exclusive to Lapras. I'm very curious to see how that's going to turn out. Sableye is going to be getting Dazzling Gleam. Oh boy, that is definitely very interesting. I haven't really been in touch with PvP lately, but I do remember Sableye being such an annoying Pokemon because of Return. Now that it's getting Dazzling Gleam, I think this Pokemon is going to have a lot of play. I may be wrong here, but Sableye is definitely going to be a very interesting pick. It's going to have a lot of type coverage. Very curious to see how this is going to pull out. Alright, and let's see what else we got. Yeah, nothing really stands out. Like I said, I'm not really versed in PvP, so unfortunately, I really do not know what the impact is going to be on a lot of that stuff, but overall, still pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna have Pokestop showcases, going back to the seasonal stuff. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Alright, I did hear some rumblings about this, so let's look at the research breakthrough. The immediate thing that stands out to me, no Furfrou. Let's celebrate already. There's no Furfrou in this rotation. I think that's already a huge plus. And I'm already seeing a whole bunch of Pokemon that would be interesting to get. Unfortunately, research breakthroughs will always be nerfed in my opinion because you cannot get legendaries from them anymore. I really do think that's something that they should bring back. At least make it a very small rate at which you could get legendaries from research breakthroughs. But at the very least, we're going to be getting Alolan Marowak, Mawile, Druddigon, Jangmo-O, Charcadet, that's going to be a good one, as well as Frigibax. This is actually a pretty good batch of research breakthrough Pokemon, so make sure you're completing your field research. Alright, now let's look at the Pokemon spawns. In cities, we're going to get Flaffy, Ampharos, Whismur, Electrite, Pidove, Ferroseed, Charjabug, and more. In forests, we're going to see Ariados, Yanma, Wurmple, Cottonee, Fungus. Oh, Fungus is a good one. That is a bonus Stardust Pokemon. Steenie and Sarina, pretty cool. In the mountain habitats, we're going to see Paldean Wooper, Slackoth, Nincada, Krogunk, Hippopotas, Stunfisk, and Clodsire. Clodsire is a PvP Pokemon. And in the beaches and water, we're going to see Meryl, Quillfish, Carvana, Wilmer, Spheal, Celio, and Barbaracle. I never tried to pronounce that Pokemon before. Interesting. No Magikarp, unfortunately. I know when it comes to these seasonal rotations, people are always looking for Magikarp because they want to complete the badges. Gyarados is a really good Pokemon. So yeah, unfortunately this time around, no Magikarp, but if you want to get yourself a Meryl for PvP, that is a one that is going to be spawning. Alright, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to see Hisuian Sneasel, Bronzor, Deerling, Dino, Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. And then in the Southern Hemisphere, we're going to see Hisuian Growlithe, Sneasel, Beldum, Deerling, Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio. So these are, I think, the same as the last season. They're just switching hemispheres. That's something that is to be expected. Alright, now let's talk about the egg hatches for the season. In 2-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Psyduck, Apom, Wynot, Bonsly, Ducklet, and Smoliv. In 5-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Crabrawler, Komala, Togedemaru, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. And then in Adventure Sync rewards, in the 5-kilometer eggs, you're going to see Skarmory, Lilliep, Anorith, Munchlax, and Riolu. These are the two that stand out, obviously, Riolu and Munchlax. It's really cool when you can get those from egg hatches. And then in 7-kilometer eggs, from your friends list, you're going to see Alolan Meowth, Galarian Meowth, Alolan Grimer, Hisuian Voltorb, and Galarian Corsola. This is the one that's the standout. Galarian Corsola is, of course, really good from, for PvP. It evolves into a really good Pokemon. And then from the route rewards, so the 7-kilometer eggs that you get from Mateo, you're going to be able to get Alolan Vulpix, Hisuian Sneasel, Galarian Corsola, Pawniard, as well as the white striped Basculin. That is the rare one out of these. And then in 10-kilometer eggs, last but not least, we're going to get Larvesta, Carbink, Jangmo-O, Dreepy, Charcadet, and Frigibax. And then in the Adventure Sync 10-kilometer eggs, you're going to get Bagon, Gible, Jangmo-O, Charcadet, and Frigibax. I will say that the Adventure Sync 10-kilometer eggs is not as good as the one you get from Pokestops, specifically because you cannot get Larvesta from the Adventure Sync 10-kilometer eggs. So if you want to avoid getting this egg to hatch, then make sure you have a full eggs list, and that way you you could avoid getting these crummier 10-kilometer eggs. Alright, next up, let's talk about the seasonal bonuses, and I think this is it. Yeah, this is going to be the last part of this. We're going to be able to get increased friendship bonuses for Pokemon in raids. Pretty cool. So if you're raiding with your friends, you're going to get additional damage. That's going to allow you to duo a lot more legendaries. I think that's something you should definitely utilize. It's going to be a little bit more raid focused, it looks like. So trainers level 31 and up are going to receive 1 guaranteed rare candy XL when they defeat a 5-star raid boss. That's a really good one. And this is specifically during a raid hour. Yeah, raid hours are going to be a lot more valuable and a lot more important for you to do now. Pretty cool. Alright, next up, we got trainers level 31 and up will receive 1 guaranteed candy XL when trading Pokemon. This is a very popular seasonal bonus. I'm really glad it's making its return. And then you're going to have increased Stardust for the first catch of the day. Really good list of seasonal bonuses this time around. So yeah, really excited. This is definitely going to be a really good season in my opinion. It's actually looking a lot better than the season that we just had, and that was actually a pretty decent season. I think the seasonal bonuses are really good. The fact that they're bringing in Gigantamax Machamp, that's going to be very interesting. And just overall, it just seems like this is one that is going to drive a lot of engagement among players. Pretty cool stuff. Really looking forward to the season. Yeah, it's going to be really good. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I think the events are really going to determine whether or not this season is going to be successful, because even with these really good seasonal bonuses and even with all the stuff that they're offering, it's all going to come down to whether or not we have really solid events behind it. But yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is there anything in particular with this season that you are looking forward to? Or are you just going to be skipping it out? Do you feel like when it comes to the seasons, they haven't really been hitting for you? I do recognize that some of the seasons that we've had, they pale in comparison to the original, earlier seasons that we had. Totally recognize that. But at the very least, this is a pretty good one. I would like to know your thoughts regarding it. Make sure you share them in the comments below, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You all make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do that is always going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you become a paid Patreon member, I will add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids and the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, do consider joining my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you are always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to catch up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.